Hello, hello. It is December the 2nd, 2018. The Crypto Divas, Lina, last Bilson and myself, we have been absent the past month pretty much because we've been moving houses and traveling and doing loads of work, and we just could not get our act together to meet up. So it's great, the 2nd of December, yay! And it's kind of good too as well, isn't it, Lina? Because we've missed all the price, all the horrible stuff. I mean, it's still horrible, but at least we would be talking about nothing but the dumping of the billions of value in cryptocurrency. We're going to miss the worst of that, I think. I hope.
Yeah, well, let's start with that. Maybe fun fact. McDonald's is now worth more than the whole market cap of all of the cryptos.
Oh my goodness. That is scary.
It is. But, crypto does its thing. It's done the same thing before. So,
There was an interesting report by CoinMarketCap, and it said it traced the last 5 years. If they do, it says they do annual review at the end of the year, and in the last 5 years, it's gone up. Of course, it's only a blip, So it's your perspective, where you stand and look at it. And if you're the last month or so, it's horrible. But if you look at it from 2013, even, it's going in the right direction.
Yeah, I mean, of course, if you bought in December last year, you're going to have a bad time. But if you're in the game, since 2013, then you're okay.
Yeah, and I think also last December, there was a lot of talk about Bitcoin because of the price, right? And again, this year, they're talking about Bitcoin because of the price, only adversely so. Well, that's still good because it means we're talking about Bitcoin and blockchain. It's actually getting onto the Christmas table. It'll be a conversation. And last year it was all, yay, to the moon. And this year it's more, okay, well, what's happening there? But they're still talking, so it hasn't gone away. So I think let's take a positive from that it hasn't gone away.
Definitely.
Okay, we believe in positive here. So what else do you see? I saw the SEC chairman, Jay Clayton, who's now a bit of a superstar. He was saying there's no Bitcoin ETFs before changes, and he wants more transparency on exchanges and monitoring, and to make sure that the currency market is free of manipulation. So that's so good. He's talking in that way, like not any Bitcoin ETFs before changes. So he's not saying no ETF. So I think that's a positive.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they are, talking about it all the time now is a good thing, I think. So at some point, maybe they will figure out some clear something. That would be good. Now, on the topic of SEC as well, let's talk about some superstars who got fined. So we got DJ Khaled and Floyd Mayweather, who were sort of touting some ICO projects. And Mayweather has been fined $300,000 in disgorgement and $300,000 in penalties. And DJ Khaled will pay $50,000 and $100,000 in penalties. Because, they were promoting ICOs. They didn't state that they were getting paid to do so. And, anything to do with promoting any investment opportunities is very regulated in the US, which, arguably maybe it should be. So, their tweets and FOMO is they're going to have to pay for it.
Well, it's like with Steven Seagal as well earlier. He was shut down again by the SEC because he was promoting stuff and making claims. And the more, I mean, like if Elon Musk can be punished by the SEC because he was his own company, it doesn't make sense. I mean, if you're a celebrity and you're making these noises, that with celebrityism done, whatever, comes responsibility. So again, even though it might sound negative, I think it's because it's drawing it all into the real world. I think it's quite positive, really. Not for the guys; they're not so happy. I'm sure they're going, I don't pay those fines, but I think it still makes it more real.
Well, I don't really see anything negative about it. I think it's actually pretty unfair that what's going on in sort of the advisors. So pay me $2 million and I'll tweet, and then people run and buy. I particularly like it because firstly, it's not unbiased advice, and there should be some disclaimers like, hey, I'm promoting this project because they're paying me for it.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, there's no harm in saying I'm being paid for it, and I love the project. It's great, but I'm being paid. I'm a member of the team, so I think that makes more sense. And then Vitalik Buterin's in the press a lot because he was doing he was speaking at DevCon, and he wants blockchain utilities to be more purely digital. I think that's a bit of a hit at the big corporates. He's not mad at big corporates as IBM getting involved, because then they kind of take over and it's like centralized and we own it, Hyperledger. So I think he's making those noise, but he's probably right, because obviously the big corporates will want to own what they get into, and it's quite, that he's worried that the small people will miss out.
Yeah, and he was given an honorary doctorate by the University of Basel, I believe.
It was, yeah, I saw that.
Which is great. I was just joking around saying, that could be a great goal, great personal goal to get an honorary doctorate from somewhere and never actually goes to university. I think I might try and do that.
Have you not been to university, Lina?
Not no.
No way. So what did you do after school? Were you always working?
I sort of always planned to go, but then things happened and I moved countries a few times and now there's no time.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I went straight from school. I went to Trinity and I loved it. 4 years. I did a joint honours, history and English. And then I thought that was it. And I adored my 4 years at Trinity. And then 4 years ago, I went back and did a master's in screenwriting, but only because there was time in my career. I didn't have a career at that stage, to be honest. And I just finished my elections and all the rest of it. I thought, what do I do now? I thought, I'll be a student again. So I admire people who can actually work full time and study. That's crazy. I could not do that. But you never know. You might get an honorary doctorate. I can see it from Estonia.
That would be great. I mean, Bill Gates never went.
Yeah. Oh no, you're in good company. You're absolutely in good company. Wow. I'm looking forward to my friend Lina. She's got an honorary doctorate. Oh, that'd be brilliant. I'd love that.
Very innovative to yeah.
We'll put it on your list. Up on the fridge. Honorary doctorate. Well, actually, I wouldn't mind an honorary doctorate because I'll never get one. I mean, I love my undergraduate degree. I love my master's, but those PhDs. Oh my God. The academic writing is so tough. I will never do a PhD because the academic essays I have to do for a master, I hated them. I love the practical screenwriting for films and stuff, but not the essays. So yeah, if I'm going to get a doctorate, I'm going to need an honorary one too as well. I'll work on that my angle too. Oh dear.
The honorary one. Right. So let me see. I found like 2 news about mining. Because we recently handed over this little mining machine project that we did. Of course, the prices are very ugly, so that means this thing is definitely not profitable. However, on another note, because so many miners have stopped, you can mine a lot more because not that many people are mining. So if you just keep the coins or tokens, whatever you're mining, there's a possibility that if the price goes up, it's going to be good. But, we don't know. It may all collapse.
Yeah.
So on the mining topic, Intel has one.
You put all my stories. Go on, sorry. Keep going.
Yeah, so they want a patent for energy efficient Bitcoin mining. Now that may not seem like anything innovative, but what they are doing is they're created some mining ASICs, and now ASIC is a chip of an application-specific integrated circuits, and they require a large amount of energy. So what theirs are doing is they can decrease the energy needed by 15%. And now that may not seem like a huge amount, but if you're mining at scale, that makes a very, very big difference.
Wow. So it makes sense because the rest of the Bitcoin has to be mined anyway. So if you can get down the energy costs, it makes sense. And I know obviously other blockchains are coming up with much lower energy requirements. I don't know if you followed it with the EOS blockchain. they actually, I think it happened, they want to become carbon neutral. Now, if you compare like Bitcoin, Bitcoin says 100%, just as in how much energy is required to mine Bitcoin. Ethereum is like sort of 26% by comparison. And on the EOS mainnet, it's like 0.01 or something like that. So it's a very small amount by comparison. But one of the EOS block producers has done this campaign, and I believe they hit their target on the 1st of December. They wanted EOS to be the first carbon neutral blockchain because all the block producers committed to buy carbon credits to offset their carbon footprint. That's cool as well, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Well, EOS is not doing proof of work.
No, it's delegated proof of stake.
Yeah, so proof of stake is a lot more energy efficient, and that's most new ones are going.
Which makes sense. Makes sense. And then I saw that Mexico got its first blockchain association. Woo!
Yay! Mexico. I met an investor from Mexico at when I was at a conference in LA last month. Oh no, that was in October. Yeah, now it's December. Crazy. And he said that people don't really know about Bitcoin or blockchain there, but it's slowly starting. So if they get into it, then maybe a start of a new boom, and also the rest of South of America. Yes, Venezuela is interested because they have some huge economic problems, but the rest of South of America, I mean, there's still money in business there.
Yeah.
So if we get that whole area into it, then we could see another new boom.
Wow, very nice. And none of these dead cat bounces and flatlining. Actually, I found some jokes actually because it was so bad. And one of them was a tweet saying that the cryptocurrency bear market is so bad that not even Chuck Norris checks his portfolio anymore. Another one, they said, crypto winter is so bad. I sent Vitalik Buterin 1 ether, and he didn't send me 5 ether back. Or they had another picture one. They had a menu, the Japanese menu food, and they had all different rolls, and they got to a Bitcoin roll. It was $18, scratched out, $3.60, 80% off. And then the last one I saw, last joke was this image. It was to the moon. So they had the Earth, and then they had the to the moon, but it was like down here, and the moon was down here. So that was a lot of dark humor coming out from the last month, I think, in November. Our crypto winter, as they were calling it.
Yeah. Well, it's what, 3rd or 4th now? I've lost count.
Second. We're still only seconds.
No, this is the 3rd bubble. That was
third bubble. Sorry, I thought you meant the 3rd of December. Sorry. Wait, you are very busy, aren't you?
Yeah. I mean, it comes and goes. Also, people tend to compare it to the dot-com bubble, which I do as well. And if we look at when Amazon stocks crashed from the first bubble, today they are still 100 times higher than they were before that crash. So maybe 10 years later, we'll see.
Well, I read an interesting article by Chris Gorman from Electronium, and he was doing the same thing. He was comparing the dot-com to the crypto bubbles. He was saying, I use the Amazon example too, and his point was, Amazon mightn't be the most technically bright company, but they solved a problem. So I think that so sometimes technology is not enough. I mean, it's great, .com, internet, e-commerce, woo, but sometimes it's not enough just to be very creative. Well, that's lovely. But if you're actually solving real world problems, which I think that's starting to happen now, there's maturity in the marketplace. There's quite a few projects coming through that actually are solving like proper problems.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I cut across you. You had something else you found. That's all my news. I'm all done with news.
Oh, I have one from home, and this topic actually came up. So there was a conference here in Tallinn, Moon Tech, and I was on the panel discussing, what governments could do to help the development of blockchain tech. And I met with a few lawyers as well on this topic, and the former prime minister, and had a chat. And right now, Cointelegraph has shared an article from our local business newspaper, and there will be amendments to anti-money laundering regulations, and specifically on crypto. Because before we had a completely ridiculous law that was used for something else back in 2002, I believe. That was the alternative means of payment service provider regulations. So now the Financial Supervision Authority have announced that cryptocurrencies and companies who are offering crypto-related services, there is money laundering risk here, and they are doing new amendments for it. So, which, it's good, but also I'm glad that it's not the same old stupid law. But yeah, the new law, sort of the new old law that they put together, was kind of a mess up anyway. It was a joke. But yeah, they're looking at it again, specifically for digital currencies and a virtual currency exchange service provider. And yeah, hopefully they can knock it out of the park this time with something reasonable.
Well, it makes sense because you say this whole thing about trying to put square pegs into round holes and vice versa, it's not working, and we know that. And it's not the same. And you cannot come out with, I mean, whether is it a coin, a token, is it a utility, is it a token or a coin, is it a utility, is it a security? And we come out with something that Bitcoin and Ethereum are not securities. What does that mean? I mean, it's helpful for the industry because it takes the far away, but what actually does that mean? Now, that makes no sense because they're not owned by anybody, I guess, and that's the primary reasoning behind it. It's not the Howey test, because it's the founders that are doing work that would increase the value of the coin. But it's still something that goes up in value. Is that not a form of security, just not owned by anybody?
Yeah, but then you could argue some sort of anything as a security. Let's say you buy a very specific book, and the demand for it goes up because of, I don't know,
it's a rare first edition. Yeah.
Then the value goes up. Is that then a security? Or let's say football cards or baseball cards or whatever people collect, or stamps even. I mean, are they securities, or is just there a demand for these things and the value goes up? So question, right?
I agree, but it's all this trying to retrofit old financial law onto new cryptocurrencies. They're coming from the wrong. They're starting from here, and they should be starting from there to understand them, I think. So your new KYC law, hopefully that is better.
Hopefully. Yeah, I'm also out of news now. Actually, no. One more. Again, mining related. So this is Asus now allows gamers to mine crypto with their idle graphics cards. So they have partnered with a mining app provider, Quantum Cloud, and the gamers, what they thought about it. Well, let's say it wasn't positive. So, but I think why can't have people this option?
Presumably they can choose to turn it off and on.
Yeah, they don't have to use it.
Yeah.
But so I really, gamers really hate mining because obviously that's pushed up the price of graphics cards. But it is what it is.
Yeah, that's good. I hadn't thought of that. It's interesting. I have no more news. Although I've been on the road all last week in Ireland, up and down to Mayo, across the west. And it takes as long to get to the west as it does to get to, I don't know, Portugal. It's like a 3 or 4 hour drive sometimes. So a bit crazy. So busy. So I'm just, now we're back on track. So good week or bad week for crypto? What do you reckon?
Well, the price is ugly, but same old. We keep going.
Yeah. Well, we haven't got any choice. We're on this path. Okay, well, that's super. Great to be back at Crypto Divas. Great we're both in our new homes. And looking forward to the run-up to Christmas.
Yes, definitely. They're already watching.
Actually, tonight in my village, they turn on the lights, and it's a big, big deal. There's a little mountain, little hill beside the village, and they've done up this little it's a quad, and they put a sleigh on top of it. This is just a little village here, and Santa drives down the mountain, but it looks like he's flying because it's nighttime, and he's all lit up, and he's coming down the road, And then he comes to the village, and we have the local rector there, local priest, and the kids sing songs, and they've mulled wine, and it's like a tiny village. It's absolutely packed. Everybody comes from miles around because there's a big, huge tree, and there's a big, huge Santa in the pub, or not in the pub, but in the function centre in the pub. And it's just, so I'm heading out there shortly with my friends, just to welcome Santa to the village.
Very nice. Well, enjoy that. I will
Thank you.
take the dog.
Brilliant.
We'll see you all
Bye.
next week. Like and subscribe to the.
Yes, please do. Now we're back in form again.